If you're the parent of a high schooler who wants to get into the arts, music, art, design, film, performance, and you are not rich, you have 3 options. And your choice will depend on whether or not you know that your child is either extremely talented or extremely driven. Either one will do. And before you ever get into that, you need to have a realistic conversation with them about whether or not they're going to be able to support themselves earning the money they're going to earn. It seems to me a lot of parents are under the impression it's going to be easy or simple, or there are a lot of W-2 jobs for people in these fields. There are not. And the ones that do exist for the most part do not pay very well, which is why buying a college degree is an unwise decision to get one of these jobs. The first option your child has is to just go get a job. If they want to work in performing arts, they need to move to Vegas and find a show that's hiring for whatever it is they want to get into, costume design or stage management or audiovisual. If they do not have the skills to be a dancer, a performer, a costume designer, they need to learn those things. People don't just hire people that want to work in industries just because they hire them because they have a skill set that's useful. Is that going to pay well? No, probably not. But it's the exact same job that they would get if they went and bought a college degree in performance arts and then wanted to work in performance arts. So they can just skip that entire middle part. Save $100,000+ in 5.5 years of their lives. 2, and this is more for visual mediums like photography or film or actual painting. No one cares where your child bought their art degree from. The only thing that matters is their portfolio of work. And you can build one online for free. They actually have to create things. If they don't know the medium or they're not good at the medium and they need to learn, they have to teach themselves, they have to make poor work and improve. And this is probably not going to get them a W-2 job. This is probably going to get them a 1099. That's freelance work. They can start that now. But your child is signing up to be a business owner that sells their own labor. That's how it works. Successful artists now, they market their own labor, their own talent. And actually, it's kind of always been that way. So not only does your child need to be able to display what they're able to do, but they need to understand basic sales and marketing, because that is how they're going to get projects. That's how they're going to get commissions. That's how they're going to earn work. That's how they're going to make a living if they want to make a living doing art specifically. The third one you can help with. If it's in something that's a little more locked up, like pottery, for example, right? The resources are tighter. You need a kiln, you need access, you need a wheel, you need training, things that can be kind of expensive and difficult to get time on. You can help them do this or just tell them to do this, which is call around to local businesses and see if anybody will take them on as an apprentice to study underneath them. We're going back to the future here. And then as a side note, I want to address the musicians and performers. When I talk about being driven, I mean your child cares enough to actually go out and do in order to learn, in order to try to get work for themselves in whatever industry they say they want to get into. So if your child says they want to be a professional guitarist or professional performer and they're not trying to get gigs and they're not practicing, then they don't want it that bad. And you should not be buying them a degree in music, because even once they have it, they're not going to be driven enough to actually use it, even if they did learn something useful. So if your child either wants to preserve their art as a hobby because they do not want to market their labor in that specific thing, or they realize that the lifestyle they want is not going to be supported by their art up until a certain point, maybe later in life once they've got more practice, once they have more chops, help them find something with schedule flexibility or income that will help them support continual learning of that skill, or allow them to just pursue it for the sheer joy of it. Your child's love of the arts does not have to be their career just because they love it. And for some of them, like I said, and you know, and if you ask, probably a lot of them do too as well, whether they're good enough or hungry enough to make a living out of it, because it's hard. And really that's only between you and your child. But I just wanted to have a realistic talk about it. If your child is trying to buy a degree in the arts and you do not have a trust fund for them or you're not independently wealthy, how are you handling this conversation with them? I'd really be curious to know.